Are you ready?
We are live on the mic with our host DJ Deuce and Bamboo Bam.
Bam!
Let's get this show started.
Yo, what's up? I'm your host DJ Deuce with my co-host Bamboo. What's up, Bam?
What up? What's going on, people?
Everything's good over here, brother. Anyways, I just want to cut to the chase where people can follow us and so, man. Follow our YouTube page, subscribe, notify. You can watch us live, be a part of the show, ask questions. Let's do it. Also, we're also now on Clash TV. Download the app at your app store, Apple store. If you're Apple products, that's iPhones, iPods, iPads. I don't know. I'm old.
That's right.
There might be some other stuff. I don't know. But anyways,
Making you clap for your goals.
That's right.
Clap
That's
for the host.
right. The clap. I don't like that. I don't like that. You beat me that one time. I didn't like that. Anyways, that's a whole different situation.
Yeah,
we have a special guest on here today. She was on The Real World. She was on The Challenge. She's also an actress. We're going to talk about her right now. Let's get her on the show.
Let's go.
Emilee, what's up, Emilee? How you doing?
What's up?
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It's fun. It's fun to have, for me especially, it's fun to have people on the show that I was so interested in, in what they were doing, right? I've had no offense to some of the guests. I've had some people on here that I think I snoozed through some of the questions, but whatever. Them, I kind of coast through it and had to re-listen to the podcast. I'm like, what the fuck did I say? You know what I mean?
That wasn't important enough.
You.
Emilee, so what's the deal? Are you born and raised in Boston?
So I'm outside of Boston. I was raised on the North Shore. What's the movie? So where I'm from, I can't even think. The Perfect Storm.
Yes.
Perfect Storm, okay.
Perfect Storm was where I grew up. So Gloucester, seaside town.
And Emilee was kind of throwing up her props when the Boston Celtics destroyed the Brooklyn Nets. Good for you.
Well, can I just tell you, you can call me kind of a pink hatter when it comes to the Celtics. I love the Patriots. I wouldn't say I'm a pink hatter there, but kind of all right, I'm following the series now. And I didn't know Kyrie did all of that shit until I started thinking about it. And I was like, what is his problem? He's a weirdo, huh?
Oh yeah.
What a weirdo.
He's gonna talk his way out of New Jersey. Or Brooklyn. He's an idiot. He's an idiot in Cleveland. Super dumb in Boston, which is a huge basketball city.
Yeah, I don't know what his issue is. Giving fans the finger and then
What?
on
There
our
you go.
logo, leave the little epicon alone. It's just so weird to me. So I don't know. I got a kick out of it that we beat him. And then everybody was being nice to him. I was like, they all should have gone up and done a little Irish jig on the neck.
Hell yeah.
I would have been real petty with it.
It's funny. It's because I'm petty too. You know what I mean? I'd be petty for years. I don't even care. Even if they retired his jersey, I'd still be petty.
I know, man.
Come on, man.
Y'all two should do a little show, the petty show. You know what I mean? Just get all
Maybe
petty
we should.
with it. Get all petty with it like a motherfucker.
Yeah, 30 minutes of pettiness. Just letting yourself out, Some real Dr. Phil moment over here. I'm telling you. Fuck that. Kyrie beat it. And I can't. When you guys swept them, I was so happy. I was hoping to beat, but you guys destroyed them. So I was when you put that post up, I was like, yes. Nice little dig.
He deserved.
Absolutely. Wow. So Emilee, you were on The Real World Cancun.
I was there.
I want to know the beginning. What did you do? The auditions? How did you hear about it?
So I don't recommend what I did to anybody.
Okay.
Because my story is a little bit different. When I tell you I missed every flight, I missed every flight.
Wow.
So Hooters here in Massachusetts, Saugus actually was opening, and I was 20 at the time. I had just moved back home from Florida where I was going to college. And so what happened is when I was moving back home from Florida, there was a night where I got drunk with my friends, and I was I sent in the email describing myself. I was I hate long walks on the beach, but I like getting fucked up. I don't know if I could. That's what I wrote, and I forgot about the email. And then the opening day of Hooters was September 22nd, 2008. And that was the day that Real World in Buena Murray was coming to audition kids for the show. And I got one of those emails that said VIP, you get to cut the line. And I was like, really? They like me that much? Okay. So I ended up being my job, or Real World, let's be real, I'm going to go to my job. So I went to my job, and I missed that. Get an email the next week saying I made it first round. I was like, I wasn't even there. Boston, and they love people from Boston. This is crazy.
That's true.
Yeah, so it was after that, I did a follow-up interview. I was supposed to go to New York. At the time, I had a Mitsubishi Eclipse that I had since I was like 16 years old that was shitting the bed. So that shit the bed. So I couldn't go to that interview.
Wow.
I missed my flight, my final interview. They were so pissed. I wore white to the green screen, which is not acceptable.
Oh, that's right.
And I missed my connecting flight in Pennsylvania, I think. And so I was in LA for 2 hours, and then I got back on a red eye and went to work the next day.
Wow.
2 hours I was in LA. So
Emilee, did you want to be on the show? Did you want to be? Was it one of those like half-assed? If they take me, they take me. If they don't,
yes. You know what's so funny is when the guy told me, I think I was in the back room of Hooters when he was like, "You need to get your passport, kiddo, or most likely you." And I was like, so finally he tells me, he goes, "You're going to Cancun," and I was like, "Oh." He's like, "You don't sound too excited." I was like, "I was just hoping for Nashville."
Really? It's funny because I think if you ask the majority of the people from every show, they wish they were somewhere else.
Yeah, you know, Cancun ended up being so friggin' amazing. I mean, I was 21 years old. Most of us were like in our early 20s. CJ was a little bit older, but whatever, early 20s.
Yeah.
And to be there, and then I had applied to Student City, which we worked for that year as well. So it was like 2 birds, 1 stone.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because the Cancun one is the one that of all the real world, I was like, fuck, I wanted to be on that one.
Yeah, our house, I will tell you this, I think, and I can confirm a couple of other people would agree, our house was the best house of any season that there's ever been.
It's absolutely. You know what? It was definitely well entertained, house-wise, the people. I thought the location was fantastic. It made us want to wish that we were there.
Yeah, 4 balconies we had on the ocean. You know that hotel? It's still there, but it's not the Me anymore. I was back in Cancun as an alternate. And it was sad driving by and not being able to like go in and see.
Oh,
see it. It's gone.
So out of everyone, your whole cast. Hold on, I got a picture of your cast here, right?
Oh, look at us. We're cute.
Look at this.
We look
Great
cute.
cast. Party animals right here. This is it right there. So out of all your cast, so you're the only one that was missing your flights and not showing up on time. Now, does your cast members at the time know that you're like not caring?
No, I don't think they knew that. They definitely know that I'm late for everything, though.
Okay. That's fair. So once you land there, like, how was the cameras and stuff? Like, how annoying was that?
Okay, so it was really weird. I hated it the first 3 weeks. I honestly, I did not want to be there. I was like, I want to go home. This is crazy. And at first, you're not really gelling with people. Like, I felt like I wasn't connecting right away with people.
Yeah.
But then as the show goes on, you live with these people and you work with them, you realize there are these connections that each of us have that intertwine us. And that's why we were casted specifically with each other. And I mean, the executive producer didn't even know that Derek, myself, and John A. were all adopted.
Wow.
He didn't know that Johnson. He thought that was pretty cool afterwards. It is cool. Jackie Lewis, that owns Student City, has two adopted kids. She actually recently passed away. So that was pretty tough. But yeah, there's those strings and intricacies, and you don't realize that. And at the time I was 21 and so immature. And,
oh yeah.
But
I'm not saying oh yeah for you. I'm saying oh yeah for me.
But yeah, same. All of us. And sorry, I veered off there. But no, I would say that the cameras end up becoming your best friends. Like when I left the show, it was weird not having Ninja coming up behind me with his camera.
Really?
Weird not seeing my sound people. It was sad.
Why, Ben? You can't do the cameras?
No, man. All in my face. Somebody getting punched. You know what I mean?
I don't even like taking pictures.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here. You know?
I guess so. I don't know.
Maybe if I like the cameraman.
Well,
I
at
don't know.
21, and it's a blast, and you know what I mean? So, was it tough work? Hey, what did you do for work when you were out there? Just for people that didn't know.
So, Student City, it's basically on-site staffing for spring breaker. So, you're basically babysitting 20-something-year-olds while they're out partying.
Damn.
Interesting.
And you got obviously some time to party, right?
Oh, yeah. Sometime every day.
Good for you. Now, how hard was it to party?
Don't do that and bring 3 shots back.
Seriously, though.
That's awesome.
So I would say, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. That made me laugh.
Because you know I'm right. You know I'm right. Because that's what I would have fucking did. Hey, stop that bullshit. Bring 3 shots over here. 1 for you, 2 for me, and we're going to make this happen, you know?
For sure.
You're going to have to repeat the question. I'm sorry.
Now, how hard was it with all the partying and then actually getting up and going to work? And
Well,
were they strict with work?
You know what? They were strict with us at that time, even though Student City, I mean, it was a great company. They're not there anymore. But it was, at the time, they wanted to be sticklers about it because it was going to be on TV. So, I mean, we ended up losing Joey throughout the season.
That's right.
I think that had a lot to do a little bit with Student City, but more about his stuff with Aya, which is whatever. It's not whatever, but my story to really tell. And I think with us, for me, it's just difficult in general to get up and do life. And so on the show, I was one of the ones that they're always like, Emilee, put some pep in your step. Get up. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. But I think we were 20, 21 at the time. So, like, when you're like that age, you're just hopping up and doing it all over again, and it feels normal.
True. Not anymore. Well,
No.
I don't know. We just came back from Cuba. We just came back from Cuba. I did a good 6-7 days. Don't get me wrong. This whole week's been fucking rough. Don't get me wrong. Since I got back, it's been terrible. Been absolutely terrible, though. So of all the guests, all your roommates, least favorite to live with, best one to live with. Come on.
Can I see the photo again?
Yes.
Favorite to live with. Oh my God, this is horrible. I can't. All right, we'll do it at the time because now
of course.
I love them all equally. All right, so we'll say Joey is the least. This is at the time.
At the time.
Joey, Bronny, Aya, DJ.
Yeah.
Shawnee, Derek, Jasmine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think that would be right.
I'd be right over there, but I think Jasmine at the challenge house is don't piss her off.
She's so funny.
Oh my God, you know what I mean? Alex has a question for you. He says, "How many hours did you have to work?"
Let me remember. This was a long time ago, guys. I'm gonna be 35. Okay. We had like regular. I think it would be like 6 to 8 hour shifts.
Okay. Normal shift.
Yeah, like sometimes you're there in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then other times like you do the night shift. So you'd be there from like 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. I think the days might have been shorter. And then the nights you're there either like 4 p.m. or 6 p.m. I think.
Okay, that's not bad.
Into the night.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't know. I'm telling you, it was one of those real worlds. I swear to God, I was jealous. I was like, Jesus Christ. Even though you guys were working, the weather's beautiful. I was like, damn it.
Look at the fun. Look at the sun.
I know. I was like, what did I do wrong in my life? It's because I don't apply for anything.
As much as I should have when I was there. If I could go back and do it again, I'd be like.
Now, Joey got thrown out, but he threw a fire extinguisher out the window. Or
what?
Bonnie did.
That's who it was. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And I got that phone call. I'll never forget this. One of my favorite producers, Dana Klein, she calls us up on the bat phone, which was the phone connected to the wall where you kind of told production, I want to leave. So then you'd have the 10-minute span, or then they call you if something happened or they need to talk to you, or you're talking and you're talking about something you shouldn't be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I got that phone call and Dana was like, I need to talk to Bronny. And I was like, what did he do? And I think she told me he threw a fire.
Like off the balcony or something.
Yeah, and I go to Bronny, you fucking idiot. Because at this point I was used to delivering kind of news to him. But I was happy he didn't have to go home.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, man, did he hit somebody?
They sent him to another resort. Like, that's pretty dope, though. I thought it was, that's it. I thought, you got to get on a plane and get the hell out.
How dangerous. Imagine if that had hit somebody and he killed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about things like that later, too. I remember throwing a pumpkin out off an 8th floor. That's actually Alex that commented. That was at his wife's current wife's house when we first met up with her. She threw it off the balcony. He's like, sure. And I'm like, and I'm like, damn, I would have killed somebody. But whatever. Don't, we learn. We were young too. We were around our early 20s when we did
I used to throw chestnuts at cars when I was like 4 or 5.
You're a veteran at the game here.
Tyrants.
I learned before I turned 20.
Good for you. Good for you. Now, did you actually, because some of the Real Worlds, right, that I've watched, they actually have to get a job to start making a bit of money. But you actually flew to Cancun for work. Did you guys actually get paid?
Yeah, so it was interesting because people, like, at the time I was living home, so I didn't have like rent to pay, I'm pretty sure. And then, but Derek and John A had rent, and I'm pretty sure CJ had rent. And so they were pretty much on production about getting the paycheck. Cause usually after the show, you get paid by BMP or MTV or whatever for your time there. But what they did is for the first 3 weeks that we weren't working for Student City, they paid us that little fee or whatever every week.
Okay.
Which went a long way in Mexico, actually. And they split it up, so we got half and half for the rest of the season. Okay. But Student City, they paid us. That was very much a real job. I will say, I don't think there were a lot of seasons that had real jobs after.
No, not at all.
We were working, and we were held accountable for being staff.
Good work, yeah. Okay.
As an assumption over here, when you watch the show, right? You see they're at a house, they party a couple days. One stiffs the bill, the other one covers it. There's a fight. Someone ate someone's food in the fridge, and I was always like, "What are they fighting about? Isn't all this shit free?" And you find out it ain't free.
No, we although I will say, because for us, we eventually, like, we had to go into downtown Cancun, and like you can't talk to each other when you're in a marketplace like that because you're mic'd and they don't give clearance. So we can't talk, and so they can't film. So I remember it became a weird thing about the grocery situation, a little bit dangerous too. So I discovered that we had room service, and that's when we all got fat. But there was an instance where somebody drank like Aya's milk, or there were some food fights, I think, at one point. But it's petty, the petty show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So what about the alcohol? Did y'all have to pay for that, or they just supplied that?
You had to pay for that.
Oh, really? I figured they'd supply that to cause the drama,
Yeah, no. At this point, I think producers are pretty strict nowadays with giving alcohol, just because of some of the things that have happened on the show, and so they can't be liable. Yeah. And at the time, they certainly, I think when we got there, the fridge was stocked with booze, but then afterwards, it was on us to get it.
Now, who drank the most?
Jasmine. I'll drink that.
That's fucking awesome. That's so awesome. Now, was it everything you expected? Were you a Real World fan before you went on the show?
So, the seasons I watched prior to the show, I had to watch Austin because people don't know this little tidbit, but Danny Jameson and I worked together at Abercrombie before he was on Real World. In fact, immediately before he was on Real World, because I remember he told me he was going out to LA for some gig, and I was like, yeah, okay, weirdo. And I turned on my TV, and it was 6 months later, and I was like, oh, ew, it's Danny from Abercrombie.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I watched Key West. I had the biggest crush on Bananas, and I loved Paula on that season.
Yeah.
And what else? I watched, obviously, I'll never forget. I watched a couple of the challenges, but I don't really remember. It wasn't like I was a huge fan of the challenge. But I do remember what's her face getting smacked by Steven with the teddy bear. That's one memory I'll never forget from the show. And I had to have been like young. Like I was probably in 6th grade. So that's probably Seattle, Austin, and Key West for the seasons I watched.
Because some of the seasons after you, they start coming out with themes.
I hated that. I thought that was so stupid.
Me too.
How we have all these stupid people from those stupid themes that show up for challenges. I'm like, why are you here?
Well, the themes, like there was like Go Big, Go Home. There was the skeleton one. There was, I don't know.
But like, what happened to just casting people that are interesting on their own?
Absolutely.
If you're gonna do it,
if you're gonna do one, like if you're gonna do it once. Just do it. It became something constant. I think that's where it lost momentum, though.
Yeah, I hated the X's, the skeleton. I just thought it was stupid. And like those people really, Corey, like for instance, he didn't need a theme. He would have been fine on his
Oh
own.
yeah, that whole, you know what? That whole cast would have been fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the personality that was at that house was a lot better than the personality that came in afterwards. Anyways.
Was that Tony Madison?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That was a good. They didn't need all of the extra stuff. I think
Exactly. They had enough beefs amongst each other, and everything was good. There was, it was
keep
fine.
the viewers watching. To keep the viewers watching.
I guess I don't know, trial and error, and I think it was a big giant error at the end of the day.
I agree with you.
Emilee, so how long? You guys are there? What, 60 days?
How long were we there? I was there from January 22nd until the last week of April.
What? Oh man, that's a vacation.
They told us that they could have stopped filming in February, but we hadn't started our job yet.
Wow.
They had that much footage? Wow.
Wow. That's crazy.
I was like, we were a very dramatic cast.
That is crazy.
That's nuts.
And the show ends. What came out of that? Does anything positive came out of that?
Oh, so many positive things have come out of it. I mean, I made a lot of money that summer just from touring with DJ Pat.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And he had some of us come to Canada, and I made so much money. I mean, I didn't save any of it.
Well,
I
yeah,
put
that's
a
what we
down
do.
payment on a house with it, but I went spent it all.
Come on, you were making Canadian dollars. There was nothing to save anyways.
But, I mean, getting even a call for the challenge, other things I've been like involved in, it's just been awesome. So it opened up a lot of doors, but it's very strange because they bring you to the airport and then you just say bye to one another and like, that's it.
That's it.
True.
That's it. It's sad. I miss production a little bit more than I miss my castmates.
Really?
The production. They saw it all with me, you know.
Was there social media at that time when you guys were there?
So I think I was one of the first people ever on any of the shows to put MTV as my username. It was Emilee MTV on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when Twitter was first starting. So I remember I had a Twitter and then it expanded obviously to all these personalities. But I was one of the first. I don't have Twitter anymore. I don't use it. But I think that was it. There might have been Instagram, but I'm not sure if I used
Yeah, no, Instagram definitely came out a little bit afterwards. But I'm just because I just figured like it's kind of like sucks for the ones that were on before you that didn't have any social media to expand on a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Did it suck for them or was it awesome for them?
Shit, that's a
Is what you
fucking
think of
great
me?
question.
You know, I would go with awesome for them because they get to do the bullshit and then they get called out for it after the fact.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Like they got to keep being their weirdo selves without people holding them accountable or trolling them.
Fucking, yeah, social media sucks.
People can be really cruel and like mean on it. And like I think sometimes people forget like personalities are actually real humans.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We know what we're signing up for, absolutely. Right. But like some people really go out of their way to just be assholes. And I'm like, is that necessary? Well, maybe sometimes, but
I have a theory on bad comments or bad reviews that you should leave your name, address, and number so we can come get you after. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to pull some stunt? I want to know who and where you live. Because you won't be writing that shit if I knew where you could live. I get trolled by 12-year-olds about basketball. They tell me I don't know anything about basketball. And they get under my skin.
You don't know anything about basketball.
I was like, listen, I'm going to beat your dad up when I see him. Like, fuck.
You stupid. Blah.
Well, I got a comment the other day, some guy who follows me, right? I'm like, why are you following me if you don't like me? And he's like, what did he say to me? Are you dumb or are you special needs? And I wrote him back. And I go, I think I'm doing pretty good. I go, okay, Coach Cunt. His name was Coach something. I waited for him to read it and then I blocked him.
Is that so? You made sure you got that satisfaction of him reading
the petty room.
I love it.
See,
me and Emilee have our own show, the Petty Club here. That's it.
I'm trying to tell you, man. You know,
we're gonna get together once a month, just petty shit. What we did throughout the month.
Things.
You know, it's really and truly, it's not a bad idea, man. You know, y'all get a lot of people fucking wound up. That's for fucking sure. You know what I mean?
Shit. I know I am.
Everybody can get on it. Everybody can get on it.
Like you're petty. I was like, yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know. I do petty shit. I'm the same way. I would have waited till you read that shit. I would have waited till there was dots right before you fucking.
Oh, and he read it right away too. By the way,
you got to wait till there's the dots when he's replying, and then knock him with it. Like,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the petty room. They're about to get busy up in this motherfucker. You know, shit. Let me. I'll open up the show for you. You know what I mean?
Petty shit.
Gotta get Jemmy here, and it's done. It's so.
Oh yes. Yeah, come on, I'm real petty shit. I like it. So Emilee, when you do the show, The Real World, do they ask you that would you participate in the challenge?
They don't. Two different entities.
Oh, okay.
Different entities, yeah. Yeah, I know each one of us, I think at one point has been called for the challenge or done the challenge.
Okay.
Bronny couldn't do it because he was trying to get into the military, which he eventually did. But Real World kind of was hindering that for him. And although I think he would have been such a great addition for
100%.
People would have loved him. I think he would have somehow made it to a final and won somehow.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
I couldn't. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, no, they're two totally different shows.
So this.
Hell with who they cast over there too.
So this invite to the challenge, like, you know, do you get excited about it, or you just like, I don't know.
It?
Yeah. Do you get excited to be like, oh shit, they called me? Do I go or don't go, or
so a lot of people always give me shit because I didn't make it very far. But the thing is I didn't really care at the time. Money was not motivating me.
There you go.
I was much younger and just wanted to have fun. Now, different story. But I would say for the challenge, it can be like if all your friends are getting the call and you didn't get it, but they actually have called me for the maybe list for many shows, and I've been an alternate for a couple shows, and being an alternate is better than being on the show.
That's good to know.
You get paid the full amount.
All right.
And you go on vacation while everybody else is coming out bruised or like left their friends there and they don't have any friends anymore. Poor, you know what I mean? Like
angry.
I'm like, hi, I'm on vacation. This is
which challenges were you on? You're on Cutthroat?
On Cutthroat, which I'm so glad they've never done that thing. And I was on Free Agents, which was an amazing cast and amazing. I thought that challenge all around was so cool what they did with it.
Yeah, they did.
Now I don't watch the show. I need to start. I'm gonna be watching All Stars 3 because obviously my girl Johnny's on it. That was my room.
Killing it in the All Stars.
Killing it. So proud of her.
Killing it.
Can't wait to see how she does on this season. You guys have to tune in for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Kill it. But yeah, no, it can be offensive, but really, I'm just grateful they think of me when they call me, and if they don't use me, it's their loss because I think I'm pretty like solid for TV.
An alternate. What is it considered? Like, does it take an injury or someone to say "fuck it, I'm out of here"? Then you pop in.
So Cancun, they called me for All Stars, and I was amped because it was Cancun, and they dropped me last minute. They said to me, I had one person telling me I was an alternate, then I had the producer calling me and telling me I absolutely was not an alternate. So I was very confused when I got there, and they ended up using Leah and Melinda. Melinda comes knocking on my door, and she's like kind of like misty, like almost crying, and she's like, I feel so bad. I think they're using me and not you. And I was like, can you just go on and do an amazing job and show everybody how beautiful and awesome you are? Because that's what matters. Like, don't worry about me. Worry about you and get your money, honey.
Yeah.
And that she did. And, you know, it was fine. I mean, my feelings were hurt at first. And then I was like, I'm here for my birthday. I don't have to compete. People are in some, like, sweaty house with no AC. And I'm cool with Jemmy living my best life. Things are fine. And I'm leaving with a fat paycheck.
Awesome. So you get paid to be an alternate. Do they get paid for being on the show too?
What was that?
Do they get paid being on the show?
Yeah. So you get paid like a fee.
Yeah.
You basically get paid for like, I want to say they pay you for 2 or 3 weeks that you would already be there.
Oh, okay.
I think with each show that you do, sometimes the price goes up or sometimes it stays. But what they've been trying to do, from what I've been told, is keep it pretty equal. That was the point of All Stars, is that everybody was going to get paid the same thing instead of certain.
My prediction is I think All Stars is going to be bigger than the original challenge.
The original challenge sucks now. I don't know who half these people are. And
I don't know.
Invested in them because I don't know their stories anymore. Like, I want to watch Veronica. I want to watch Veronica and Julie from New Orleans come back and go. You know what I mean? Those are the people you want to see again. And so All Stars, Mark did a really good job with that theme. I'm really impressed by it, and I have loved every single person they've casted for
It's
it.
great.
I thought it was weird they casted Kayla and Jordan. I think they're way too new school, and they had other opportunities to cast other people.
I agree.
But they're also going to bring some kind of spice and flair into this season.
But what do you do? Do you go with someone as old as CT, but that's been dominating the original challenge?
Oh, CT. I love him. I would love to see him on. I would love to see Bananas on, just to see.
I honestly thought, 'cause we haven't seen him in a few seasons, I actually thought that was coming.
I think they wanted to give people an opportunity without Bananas because he is saturated so much of the challenge over there.
Yes,
Man,
if you don't know Bananas, he's a part of everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
People don't like him, but he's actually a really, I like him as a person. So he's a good guy.
But he gets overrated on how bad of a player or how much of a backstabber he is. He's not any worse than anybody else on that fucking show.
I would not have given Sarah the money either.
Because they forgot the season before. Yes.
I would have taken the money too, and I don't blame him for that. And she might have taken the money too. We'll never know.
I think the fact that he took the money was okay, but it was that other girl that took the money. What's her name?
I liked when Ashley took the money from Hunter.
No. Hunter, poor guy had the...
He called her a slut.
He did.
Give me the money.
He did. It's true. You know what I mean? You got to watch what you say because you never know what the fuck's going to happen.
He's good people.
But he ate all that fucking shitty food.
Whatever. Sucks to suck.
Oh, man. That show is dirty. I'm never going on that shit. Never in my life.
Terrible.
Can't handle that shit.
Can't
Friends
handle
are
it?
not your friends, bam. People take your money. Don't go on. Don't even think about that show.
And that's why I like being an alternate.
Fucking
I don't know, man. She got me hooked on this alternate thing, man.
Yeah.
You know? I might do an email and just say what the fuck I want and see what happens. You know?
Yeah, now you can get on the fucking challenge because you don't have to be a part of anything. You don't have to be a part of MTV or anything. It's so weird.
I'm a professional alternate. It's my new career.
you walk in every show.
Hi, no, I'm going to the hotel.
Get out of my spot.
You know where I'm at. Call me if you need me.
Do not injure yourselves.
So how long's a typical challenge last? Because, we see it week to week, right?
Ooh, so it's usually... the challenge is like a month long, I think. Like a month or 6 weeks.
Yeah. Because they take a beating, and some of these injuries, I'm just like, because we see it week to week. So let's say if it's like 11 weeks, 10 weeks, I'm like, is it week to week? Are the challenges every week? Like, we don't know. They could wrap that show up in a couple weeks.
Usually do two challenges or like two challenges. It goes a challenge elimination, a challenge elimination.
Oh, okay.
Off days, from what I remember. And then
now, what I noticed about the show is if you watch the earlier shows, everyone used to just get annihilated and then perform the next day. And now the newer seasons, people are actually training now and taking this seriously. So.
I just this is why I like All Stars. I'm like, you really don't have to show up in too much of shape.
So now when you went up against Carmella and lost, and you didn't know how much of a beast she is, she cheated? Tell me.
She almost got DQ'd.
Why?
She held me down. I still to this day have the shirt somewhere with the pepper spray and everything and her hand marks on it. She was using two hands and you're only supposed to use the one or the other. And I remember DJ told her several times, I'm going to disqualify you if you do it one more time. She's cheated since then, though. She's she's a really good competitor, but she's also known as a cheater. So it doesn't go hand in hand. It's two very different things, but she's a little bit full.
With me, the funny thing about her is she's always throwing a chair, no matter what season. And she's so little, bam, she can barely pick this thing up.
I have such a love-hate relationship with her.
Throwing chairs.
She does that. I really am you are crazy and out of your mind. It seems like she's come a long way since some of the things we've seen her done. One of my favorite challenge moments is really her walking into the pool and screaming, I hate you, Johnny Bananas. That was hysterical. It wasn't fun for her, but it was fun to watch.
It's entertaining. I just think she always thinks someone's talking shit about her. That's why it's just so funny to watch.
Paranoia, huh?
Yeah, I felt bad for her, though, because there was a time where, the show just kind of, I think, became her, life and her psyche, and she wasn't being true to who she was, and it went to her head.
Yeah.
Of the free agent days, that whole fight she started with CT. I
That's
thought
right.
it was totally unnecessary. I know it makes for like good TV, but he didn't do anything, and they were really trying to antagonize him just to get him to react. And people don't know what he's been through and how it takes so much for him to stay calm like that.
Yeah, because he definitely wasn't calm in his seasons,
No.
earlier seasons and stuff. Yeah, for sure. I just found like she was definitely a character. Because I actually rewatched season 20, I didn't even know that was the one that you were in at first.
Yeah.
I-
You know, can I say this about Camilla?
Yeah.
You know why she's no longer on the show, right?
I heard, but you can tell
What
me.
did you hear?
Oh, I want to know. I want to know.
She pushed some sort of producer, no?
She punched a producer and flipped a golf cart.
Oh.
So this is like while they were planning on filming or are filming, is this
I think
what
they
she...
were filming, and I heard she stole the golf cart and like flipped it. I don't know, that's hearsay, but like I
Wow.
can picture it.
Yeah, of course you can picture it.
Picture it.
Bam, she
Wow.
went from fuck the cherry, throwing chairs, I'm gonna flip golf carts.
To punch producers.
My
I
God.
Wow.
said them a while back though. I was like, I feel like she needs a break from the show, and then things like that happen. And
That is absolutely crazy though. Like you just I don't know. I did hear those because I remember being like, there's a few things that happened. There was also that Australian girl, the Asian girl, that mentioned something on Twitter about like what'd she say?
I don't know any of the.
It was something to do with like Black Lives Matter, and she's like, I love I'm not racist, I fuck black guys or something like that.
Wait, Camilla wrote that?
That's what she wrote on Twitter. I swear to God. And I was watching that season, and everything got edited that you weren't seeing this girl no more. And then she lost the challenge, and then that was it.
They cut her out.
And then she never showed up again.
That wasn't Camilla that wrote.
It was D, the Asian girl from Australia.
Okay,
she was
I
on
remember
Gordy Shores
that.
or something. That's what one of those,
Camilla was actually racist on the show towards
with Leroy.
and Leroy. Like that was two things I actually forgot about that.
But nobody got punched in the mouth. Terrible.
I
Terrible.
mean, if they could have, they probably would have. But like also ignorance. And I remember there's been some things that are questionable that have happened that aren't okay in my eyes.
You find
Okay.
in this world that and you've mentioned this on some other podcasts, that like they take it beyond the show. They go on Twitter wars and they write shit about each other. Like it goes beyond.
Well, like
actual show.
for instance, the whole Zach thing. Now listen, that gave me somewhat anxiety because I was mostly being funny about it.
Mhm.
I did not appreciate or like what he said about Jemmy, and I thought it was totally uncalled for as a 35-year-old father.
Yeah.
Some people just don't grow up, but like it does go too far, I think, at times. Like this is a show, everybody is human here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
People do take it too far, and if you're going to be ignorant, learn from the lesson. Don't perpetuate it and don't continue it to save your own ass.
Mm-hmm.
Be a part of a conversation that's intelligent. Don't be a part of something that goes low.
With me, Zach lost all my respect when he, I think it was Battle of the Exes 2 or something. When he was
Fuck him.
with Sean A, and I was like, what?
He's
An
just not a
asshole.
nice person.
No.
So I have nothing bad to say about Jenna. She is harmless.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
nothing bad to say about her. I think she is a beautiful
We cheered
girl.
for her.
So,
But like,
so should I say fuck Zach?
Yeah.
Well,
Fuck
fuck
me.
you, Zach.
I call him jar of mayo.
Jar of Oh, fuck you, Zach. All right. I said it.
He's gonna come attack you on social media with
All
like
right.
the 12-year-old kids. You know.
I will put my address and you can come see me.
He's
How about
cut.
that?
He's Coach Cunt number 2.
Coach cunt number 2.
Number 2. Nah, it's tough.
Say about him, I was like, he's so mean to people. Who the hell would want him as a trainer? I would never want him as my trainer.
True.
Like, you're fat. I'd be like, leave me be.
Oh,
An asshole in his
he's
own
a
season of
trainer?
the rule.
He's a trainer?
He used to be. I don't know if he still is. I don't
Oh. Joe Muscles.
keep up with Zach is not in my like,
I don't know,
day-to-day
man.
basis.
He's not, and he's always bitching about when because they stick him with partners, and sometimes he gets stuck with somebody, and he's always bitching about the partner he has.
You know who I love is Amanda, and he was not nice to Amanda, but Amanda can hold her own. And
Amanda.
and actually made me tear up because there was a challenge recently, and I caught it a little bit because I just love watching Amanda. I think she's so funny. And TJ11 said to her, "You're not the devil that everybody pretends you are." He goes, "You're actually a very nice person and a good mom," or whatever he said. And I was like, "Oh,
That's right. I did see that one. Yep.
you props, and you deserve that."
She's a little feisty one too.
I love her. She is so funny.
All right.
The feisty ones are good, Bam, because at one point it was her and Carmelo. They were on the same season. And you're like, oh, you gotta watch this.
This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch this.
Amanda takes no shit.
Oh my God, it was like, damn, people are standing away. Like it's scary. It's a little. They're little people. There's a raft coming.
Little
in,
people, huh?
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's very and they're feisty as shit. You know.
They are little people. They're like cute little
Yeah.
fireball.
And then you from your Jasmine from your season, I always see her getting picked up because she's so little, right? So she's going buck wild.
Little baby. Yeah.
Yeah, she just gets picked up. Like, okay, that's enough. And her legs are just like, ah. And I'm like, oh my God. Can't let her loose. Shit.
There's one episode, I don't know, it might be episode 8 because that's my favorite episode of our Real World Cancun season. You get somebody sent home, you get me and Jasmine fighting, you get alcoholism, you get rejection from DJ Pack, you get all these things in one episode.
Oh, wow.
You get us funding money for the children.
Oh my God.
Everything, but Jasmine comes in drunk. I think it is this episode, and she gets tangled up in the curtain that's separated from the main room, the bedrooms, and she gets tangled in the curtain and is beating the curtain up. And at one point, I think I fall off the bed from laughing at her. So, and then Derek bops her with the sandal on the head to calm her down. So, that's my favorite Jasmine tantrum ever.
Oh, it's too good.
Okay.
It's too good. Now, you got something to say, Bam, or what?
Yeah, no, I was going to ask about the transition from doing shows to actually doing an actual movie. Was that a hard transition?
There's the movie right here. It's on Amazon Prime, folks. Watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. That's where we caught it.
Watch it. Habitual. Yeah. It's weird. I look like a weirdo in a couple of scenes where my eyes are rolling into the back of my head.
I know. I know.
No, but
you did a good role. You did a great job.
Thank you so much. That that actually means a lot.
You did a really great job.
My character is Brittany, and she gets caught up with her friends on some of the bad stuff there, and they're kind of.
What are you talking about? Look like some good stuff. I don't know what you talking about. Look like some good stuff going on there, man.
Looks like some stuff that needs to be brought to Cancun.
Work.
But Chris, CT, is in the movie with me. He plays the killer, and it was so much fun doing our scenes together. I really liked working with him, and he was very creepy. He did such a good job. But the director, John Hickey, I know him because he's from Gloucester, and he just took a couple of us, some just local talent, and then some people from the show. Myself and Sabrina Kennedy, who was on Go Big or Go Home. Yeah,
and then you had someone from I think Are You the One?
What was that?
There was a girl on there that was on Are You the One?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm telling you.
Oh, Brittany.
Yes.
Forget she wasn't.
Wow.
Ooh. I guess she didn't have a trailer with a name on it.
I forgot she was.
Wow, she was loud in that movie. The loudest one in that movie.
Her head is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything bad about Brittany, but she was not my favorite to work with, and she got a little screw loose. But he cut her. She was supposed to be the lead role, and he cut her basically out of the movie.
Now, is it because was it like a Boston theme? Is that what it was? Because I found even
we shot in a bunch of the hospitals around here. One was abandoned, and he did get clearance for that. And I look back, we didn't have masks and stuff. All the asbestos. I'm like, what were we up to?
Right.
Oh shit.
And then Tewksbury, but Tewksbury is not abandoned, but they have abandoned halls that a lot of movies have shot in.
Okay.
And I will tell you, Tewksbury is haunted. I walked into one of those empty rooms, and I just felt the cold hit me, and it was skeeved me out. I did not like being in that hospital at all. But Worcester was fine, and that's the abandoned one. That one, there was no negative energy or anything like that.
I had a negative energy one time. It was we went from where we live, we're a few hours from Montreal, right? And then there's this big New Year's Eve party, and we drive up. We obviously missed the countdown because back then there was no GPS. get in this place. And I remember they were living, and there was these doors. They looked like stored, like front doors, and didn't think much of it. We're, having some drinks, and I'm like, "Where's the bathroom?" And they're like, "It's downstairs." And I go downstairs, and I go in this bathroom, and there's urinals, and I'm like, "Who fucking lives here?" You know what I mean? Like, what is this? And the whole time I'm peeing, I'm shivering in this bathroom. And I come back upstairs. I said, "What the fuck was this place?" And they go, "It was a funeral home."
Oh my God.
I was like, it's time to wrap up. Let's get the fuck out of here. I was like,
I got the shivers for
I couldn't even pee. I was like, why am I shivering? Like, I didn't understand what was going on. And instead of saying this is so cool, I was like, there's something wrong with this place.
It's weird that you mentioned doors too, because there was this really weird, creepy door in Tewksbury that I was just like, I don't even want to touch it.
Terrible.
Crazy.
Terrible.
Now, is this something you always wanted to do, or is this out of the blue?
I've always acted. I mean, for Real World, to me, that's not acting. So there are people that wanted that career or wanted a VJ career, and they went into that thinking they're going to get it. I've sat with Jamie Chung, and she's talked to me. She's like, it actually works against you, not for you.
Oh, I guess so.
So, but for me, I acted my entire life. I mean, when I was 7 years old, I was getting into, both my parents were doctors. So I'd get into a taxi by myself, go to the town next door and go to their theater and play and be in their Scrooge and Marley production every year.
What?
So, yeah, I mean, this is something I used to write little plays when I was younger. I've always liked acting. So,
that's so
it was
cool.
really cool to do this film, and Bill Burr's father-in-law invested in it, and Bill Burr was supporting us, and I love Bill Burr, so that was really cool.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was really good in that Pete Davidson movie. I finally watched that. Was it King of Brooklyn? Is that what it was called?
King of Staten Island.
King of Staten Island. Sorry, King of Staten Island. But he did such a good job in that.
Yeah.
It was just really cool. The experience. I mean, filming was tough. We were doing that in the snow with and it was very limited resources that we had. We had our trailers and everything and food, and John Hickey was an incredible director. But it was tough, but it was fun. It was fun working with a bunch of talent. So
was it a tight schedule, or
it was well, so the scheduling was weird because it's kind of like an indie flick. So we'd have our call times, but sometimes you're there just like a regular movie. It is a regular movie, I should say, but less. We didn't have the amount of production value, and considering how it came out, it's incredible that we didn't have all of that production value.
Okay.
So, but the scheduling was, we'd be there for all day into the night. There were times I'd get there at 11 a.m. and be there until midnight.
No, the cards that you read on the movie, do you read cards at all?
So funny you say that. Yes, I do. Those were actually my own personal set of cards. And I was like, Johnny, that was actually a scene that we just added in. Because we were getting rid of Are You the One? And
you are not the one.
You are X.
See you later, Brittany.
But
Zach's over there,
those
Brittany.
are my own personal deck of cards, and I do read cards, and I'm very into that. I kind of put it off for a little bit, but interestingly enough, one of my favorite person to do cards for is Marie Rhoda from St. Thomas.
Oh, yes.
She'll always call me with little questions, be like, can you give me a reading? I'm like, yes, I will. And a lot of the things have come out true for her. She's another funny one. I really get a kick out of.
She's definitely a character.
Yeah, she is a character. She's hysterical.
Even she was on, what other show was she on?
She was on Not Are You the One, but
the other one, the X, something
X
Beach, yeah.
She brings so much to the table. She's smart.
She has the
funny,
best facial expressions.
Yeah, and she knows when. I liked when she threw the pizza at Brad.
Oh yeah.
And then TJ says to her, it was part of their I don't know, he was quizzing them or whatever. And so he reads the question. He was like, who threw a pizza on Brad or whatever it was? And he looks at Marie and goes, you did that? He goes, I delivered it, TJ. I delivered it. And he just drops her into the ocean.
I remember that. That was so good.
How did she even think to say I delivered it?
It's so good. She's so good on the show,
bullshitter.
Though. It was, and you got to see another side of her when she was teamed up with Cara Maria. You got to see You got to see that. You know what I mean? You can tell she's a good person. She rolls with who she rolls with.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he is a good person.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that. Because she could have just said, fuck it, fuck my partner the whole time.
I would have. Welcome to the petty club.
See, I get it. Because I wasn't a fan of her goddamn boyfriend.
And I say that with a picture car Maria made for me up on my wall. So I am in the petty club.
Oh,
There you
my
go.
God. We
Telling
found
you.
the petty queen. We found her.
I'm telling you.
It's all good, though. But
It's a new
Got me
show.
that title. I'll take princess.
sounds good. It sounds good. Now, with like by being on both shows, did you actually like, obviously you mentioned a lot of names. Are you surprised that you came out with a lot of friends and relationships?
No, I think like part of the biggest thing about the show that people forget is that it was based on the relationships and the plotting and stuff between friends. And I am so grateful for the friendships and the people, even if I don't like them, that I have met them because they brought me some lessons in life.
That's cool.
I'm very appreciative of like any moment and every time I've been able to meet a new person from this experience, because what we all went through is something that, I mean, there's probably like 200 of us or something at this point. There's a couple of us that just really went through the process, and I think get it. And like some of the old school people, like those, I'm so glad that I got to meet them, and I wasn't in the rush of the new shows, because I feel like there's a different vibe with those new shows. There's thirst on social media. There's all that.
It's tough to watch.
Old school stuff where it was about the relationships, and that's why I love the All Stars theme.
So if you made a Real World and you had your own theme, like like Free Agent, not a theme like Skeletons, would you have something in mind? Did you ever think about, if I was the producer, this is what I would do different?
No, I would keep it kind of like how it was old school, like Boston and Seattle. I liked the first New Orleans. Like I liked the authenticity. I would take people that don't necessarily want to be on TV and put them there. Ooh. That would be like my thing, because now I think everybody, it's like they have an agenda. They want to produce themselves. Whereas I think some of us, we were just cast just for being us. So like embrace that aspect of it.
So what about the challenge? Would you have do you have an idea? Because I have an idea for the challenge. I always thought that she should bring groups of 3 or 4 from each season. So you have your team, like Team Cancun and Team New York. That's what I was always hoping that would happen.
They did do that.
Did they?
Seasons.
In which Real World?
Cancun was there because I wasn't part of the 4. That was Battle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did Battle of the Seasons, which I think was a great thought.
It was so great that I rethought it.
I stole it from you. They were in your head one night.
Yeah. Maybe it's because you weren't on the team that I just wasn't paying attention.
Terrible.
No, I think my favorite theme, I wouldn't have a theme. I liked the Free Agents theme that they did. That would be something. My favorite theme they've ever done, though, is the duel, and I would love to do a duel. And nobody else seems to want a duel. I want a duel. So you basically get to call out who you want to go against. And
that's dope.
Yeah, like I don't know. I think it's sick. I love the duel, and if they ever do a duel, call me. I don't want to be an alternate.
All right, so Emilee,
she want to go up against Zach. She want to go up against Zach.
Zach in the balls.
She wants Zach.
Emilee, we're doing the duels tomorrow. You get called up. You're going down. You get to pick your opponent and the challenge. So who's your opponent, and what are you doing? What do you? Is it the hall brawl? Is it what are we doing?
I wouldn't mind hall brawl. Really, what they need to get me on is for the trivia and the questions, because I would kill it and I would win the challenge. And I would want something.
Who are you taking down? Who are you throwing into the water?
Hall brawl doesn't scare me. I would, whatever. Like there's things you can do. Trip somebody.
Yeah.
And who would I go against? I can't even think of all the people right now because they're all like.
There's got to be that one you just want to chuck in that water through trivia.
For anything. I don't know who I'd want to go against. I really can't think of like somebody. I'd go against Chet. I don't like him. I'd pull his hair.
Oh yeah.
I would do.
Yep. I know who that is. Yes, I've watched those ones. I feel you on that. Emilee, do you have anything lined up? Is there anything you like? Do you have any movies coming up? Like,
Right now, I'm actually focused on getting into real estate and just taking care of my doggo.
mm-hmm.
I had a couple of rough years, but I'm back into a better place, and I'm
That's
just
good.
looking forward to life. And I know it's been tough with the pandemic and this bullshit for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm just doing my best, and I think everybody out there needs to stay doing their best. And
There you go.
yeah, just count your blessings and be appreciative and grateful.
How was COVID in your situation, like where you're living?
I worked throughout the entire
Me too.
pandemic because I was working at this restaurant in Salem, Mass. And the owner is so innovative. It's called Ledger, but he did a pop-up grocery store.
Nice.
So, and then we do pop-up food. So there would be like fried chicken on Wednesdays, and then you'd place your order. And we were doing this manually by hand. So I'd sit on the phones all day, and then you package it up. You'd have the people that package it, and then I'd take it out to the cars. So, and that's when I got my dog too. So I had my dog, I had my job. It was more so like kind of when the pandemic started to dissolve a little bit that I kind of got into a rut. So I was able to work throughout that, and I feel pretty lucky about that. But
I know, so have I. And
Yeah.
it sucked to tell people because people are like, you don't want to tell people like, how was the pandemic? I'm like, I do deliveries, right? I'm a truck driver during the day, so for me there was no traffic, so made my job 1,000 times better.
Wasn't that so awesome when there was no traffic?
Like it was 1,000 times better. Like I was like, I want the pandemic to be from 9 to 5,
Yeah.
and then once I get off, I want everything to be open again. That's how selfish I am. That's what I want.
No, I remember it was like there was nobody on the road. I actually mentioned that a couple of months ago. We were stuck in traffic, and I was like, remember during the pandemic, you could just drive straight, and there was
amazing.
nobody, like on the roads.
It was
so
amazing.
wild.
No, see, I have a situation here because I don't know what it's like over there, but where we are here, there's the masks are not mandatory, but they're people are still putting it on, which is cool. Put it on. That's fine.
If you're sick, wear the mask. If you're not sick, don't wear the mask. It's
what
like doctors.
Very true. So I'm in line at a restaurant where it's like, I don't know if they don't have shawarmas there, right? Do you guys have shawarmas? No.
No.
I don't think so.
You come to Ottawa every fucking corner.
It's like a
Bam loves
gyro.
it. He's
It's
from
like
New York. He loves it.
It's like a gyro.
Okay.
Pretty
Okay?
much. So they cut
It's similar.
So I'm in line. There's a person with a mask in front of me, a person over there. There's like, it's 50-50, so you don't feel that awkward not having one on. But the guy serving us is not having a mask on.
Okay.
And I wanted to tap the guy in the front of me and be like, okay, you seem a little paranoid, but you're going to eat shit from him. And I was shaking. I was like, I want to ask him. Like I was dying. Like I was like, because I want to be like, just take it off. This guy's breathing all over your shit anyway.
Yeah.
I couldn't, I don't know. People are just not thinking, you know what I mean? Or
the mask thing, I think, and even the shots, like the vaccinations, I think it's your body, it's your right.
yes.
With it, have some respect for other people, but like at the same time, like when I thought I had COVID, I was wearing my mask, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But if you're healthy and you're fine, that's okay. Like these masks, I mean, even when you're sick, it's really uncomfortable to wear that mask, so you're just better off staying home. You know what I mean?
100%.
I think as a worker in the restaurant industry, it was incredibly frustrating to wear that mask in the summer and then have to argue with guests about why they needed to wear their mask.
Yeah. That's a whole mission. And do you find like arguing with guests kind of prevents them from tipping you?
The thing is, it's like finding, obviously not arguing with them, but there were people that were very vicious and very mean during some of this. Like there was one guy that basically called us stupid, and I had this 21-year-old sitting next to me who was working with me, this girl Haley. And at the time I was like 32, 33, and she's 21, just freshly turned 21, and she looks at the guy and she goes, "Wear your mask if you want to eat here. It's not our fault. We didn't make the laws, sir."
I love it. Yep.
It's like this little girl schooling this older man, and I'm sitting there like the in-between because he had just called us stupid and trying not to lose my shit. So,
There you go.
but people were very vicious during it with the whole mask mandate, and it was a lot of baby boomers. I felt like that just weren't getting it, and that's okay. It's over now. Thank you, God. I'm just so sick of people bitching about it.
Whining.
We took a flight. We still had to wear it on the airplane to Cuba, and it was fucking killing me.
I would rather sit next to Cara Maria for 24 hours handcuffed to her than ever have to deal with a baby boomer bitching about a mask ever again.
It was definitely tough. Like because on the podcast, like we say, like you take the shot, don't take it, I don't care. But there's some people that are just totally with it or totally against it, like, and just stubborn about it.
Going, both my parents are doctors. My mom recommends the vaccination. It's kind of like getting the flu shot. It's not going to stop you from getting it, but it's going to make the symptoms a whole lot less. But if you don't want to put that in your body, then don't, and that's okay. It's your body.
Right.
I totally get it. But it was 2 years of it was nice. Don't get me wrong. We needed it. I needed it for a bit. I needed to calm down, and I needed to no traffic. And the no traffic brought my blood pressure down, so I didn't have road rage.
I wish we could go back to pandemic days. I miss sitting in the grass with my dog doing nothing.
See what I mean? It was. This is a true story. Don't laugh at me, guys. I'm sitting on my buddy's front porch, right? And his car rolls by. There's not much action going on during the pandemic, right? So you're kind of looking at this guy driving by, and we're having a beer, and it sounds like a jet, like, and I'm like, what kind of fucking car is that? Piece of shit, like, and it's because I haven't heard an airplane in 3 fucking months, and there's one flying above us.
I'm not laughing.
Wow.
And the dude must have been like, why are they checking my car out? Because we're both like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like, I look up, there's a plane. I haven't heard one in months. It was weird, man. Like,
I get that though. It was a very strange time. People, we can say that we went through a pandemic. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Last one was the Spanish flu. Interestingly enough, my great-grandfather was a doctor during that Spanish flu, and my mom was a doctor during this pandemic.
Is that crazy? Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So weird.
I just find I just didn't think that in our lifetimes, ours especially, to say that this was going to happen. Like, not a fucking...
I would never have expected this in a million years.
I've been drunk and I said a whole lot of shit, but this wasn't it.
No.
This wasn't it. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And my predictions was wrong. It started in March. I thought it was done by July. I was 100% wrong.
I thought it was going to be over just as quick as it began.
Because our Canada Day is a few days before you guys, right? 4th of July. So I've just figured they're going to, once that, you know what I mean, keep people safe, keep people away from each other for that moment, and then move on. But damn, no, it got serious. I was just like...
And they closed down all the restaurants and everything over here. It was wild. It was just like ghost town. That's why working at Ledger during that time, it was so interesting to see like what restaurants were thriving. And then people started doing what we were doing, which fine, copy us because it's going to keep your business alive.
Yeah.
That. But it was a weird time for the restaurant industry. And I think it also showed people how the service industry is so important and a part of everybody's lives.
I totally agree.
Take us for granted. And I feel like they don't as much anymore.
No, the cool thing when I was telling you I was doing deliveries, people were so scared that they would literally say, like, leave it at the door. So and, as much as we have podcasts and we like talking to our guests, I don't really like humans that much to begin with. No. So I was like, I could just leave it at your door and not even see you? Like, I was like, nice. I mean, I wanted to take a pay cut. I loved it so much. I was like, this is great. Like, it was the best time of my life working. You know what I mean? I got home from work, like, good day. I was like, excellent day. Didn't have to see anybody. Like, it was so great. Even at our work, we'd back up the truck. We didn't have to go in. They were so scared. They were loading it for me. I was like, this is the best job I've ever had.
Yeah. Opening the trunk. You're like, take it, run.
Yeah, literally. I was having a time of my life. And I'd come back and they're like, oh, you're back already. I'm like, but there's not a car on the road. Like, park anywhere I want. Deliveries downtown. Usually I used to go insane. I'm like, I don't want to go make a delivery downtown. Now I was like, I'll park in the middle of the road.
Police officers from around where I'm from were told if you see somebody even with just like a stupid thing that you're going to cite them for, don't even bother.
Wow, that's cool.
Wow.
See?
Well, I was like, so I can speak? They're like,
now, Emilee, so we got lucky because you got to be like, picture if this pandemic happened when we were in our 20s.
Yeah.
Would this have been torture for us?
I don't know what I would have done.
I would have no. Oh, God, no. I couldn't. No, I would.
So glad.
No.
In our 20s,
I
we'd
got to do my show. Oh my God.
Yeah, you see, yeah, like, come on, like, I don't know, like, I'm kind of happy it happened later on in our lives, where it's like, yeah, I don't care, I can relax, you know what I mean? I don't need to
Get a
this.
dog and sit in my grass.
Exactly. So you got the dog during the pandemic?
I did.
What's
Yeah.
his name?
Okay.
His name is Bonner, so that's my grandfather's last name. But what was weird about it is that I wanted to name him Bon Bon, but I was like, if he's a dude, I have to give him a proper name. I can't just call him Bon Bon. So then my friend comes over, and we're like brainstorming. We're like, what's longer for Bon Bon? Come up with all these stupid names. And then my mom sent me a photo, and she was like, this was your great grandfather. Da, da, da. And it says Dr. Bonner on it, and I read it out loud.
Wow.
And she goes, why have we been sitting here coming up with the stupidest names for a half hour when the whole time you had it in front of you?
Babe, what are your cats' names?
James and Tina.
James and Tina.
Yeah.
James and Tina, that's wicked cute.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get a second bulldog, and I want to name her Dolly Parton.
Oh yeah, he for I don't know. You told me your cat was named Frickin' Frack. But
Well, that's what I was gonna call him, frickin' frack.
For like a year, this is what I thought these cats' names are. And then he tells me,
No.
he's like,
And Tina.
I was like, who's that? He's like, the cats. I'm like, who the fuck? What? I'm like,
I love human names for animals. I think it's so funny.
yeah. He lied to me. I got a white boxer.
Did he lie to you, or did you mishear him?
No. I listen all the time. He lied. He just didn't.
As far as he's concerned, I'm Captain Fake News. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, fake news.
You have a white boxer, you said?
Yeah, I got a white boxer. I'll send you pics. He was super cute. Now he's just the laziest dog on earth. Like
People think Bonner is a boxer sometimes because the way he's shaped,
Mm.
not like your regular old English, but like I'm like, he's purebred. Like
And it's funny because I get told I have an American bulldog, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but I don't.
You don't.
That's funny.
I'm like, don't argue with me about my dog.
I see-
Papers. Do you want
They
Brianna's
fucking love
vaccination
arguing with you.
card too?
People love arguing. I don't like dog people neither.
What was it?
Do you go to the dog park? I hate dog people.
I don't like the dog park. I just take him to like a park where I know everybody else will fuck off.
I don't want to talk to him. I'm like, don't talk to me.
Right,
I
right.
don't like your dog. I don't want to. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
And
Don't
sometimes it's like I don't like your dog. Like I like my dog. It's like other people's
Yeah,
kids.
100%.
Like I don't like your kid.
oh, here we go.
It's
With,
true.
ladies and gentlemen, we back in the petty room. We're back in the petty room.
It's true. I'm sorry to tell you, if you guys are listening, some of your kids ain't cute, by the way. You guys
You
are
know.
liars.
Saturday night, tune in, petty room. This is gonna be
Once a month,
live.
I just accumulate everything.
Once a month, we'll get together, 30 to 35 minutes, and we just go
Each
off.
ass petty thing.
That's right. They got to
What
subscribe and
happened to us-
they got to pay for subscription. Fuck
What
that.
happened to us?
They ain't getting petty for free. No.
Yeah, I agree. What happened to
I'm
us?
not
is
here
what
for
we
your
give back.
free entertainment.
Absolutely
That's right.
not. Absolutely not. Emily,
Yes.
you are an amazing person. You've been on
Aw.
shows. You're beautiful. How hard is it to be on social media? You had one person. Is it hard? Do you get a billion messages? Do you get a lot of idiots?
I get messages, good and bad. The people that are like, I made my stuff private for a minute just because I think sometimes giving all that access to people
Fair.
is not where
Fair.
I'm at right now.
Yep.
Being on social media isn't hard if you play it the right way and make yourself as comfortable as you can be. I'm not
Right.
somebody that's taking like those like extended leg photos and like really caring what everybody's thinking about my personal life.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm almost like too old for that at this point. And if I ever want to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not trying to become a brand. I'm just me. So I don't have a problem with social media. I think there's some idiots out there, but like I said before, what you think of me is none of my business. And I just block the haters because fuck them. What are you even doing messaging me?
There you
Yeah.
go.
Be that cool. So
Yep.
I don't know.
Good for you. Good
Yeah.
for you.
How you got
I'm fighting social. I'm just like, oh, I can't. My whole pity party would be on the fucking social media sometimes. I'm just like,
There you go. There you
We
go.
can do it.
I know, I'm brutal. I'm brutal. Bam's always like, they said what? Get them on the podcast. This guy wants to be entertained by my anger. This is my friend over here.
I
This is
used
what
to
I'm
say
saying.
this because there were people from my season, because it was when Twitter was becoming a thing.
Yeah.
There were people from my season that would get totally, and still do, get fired up about what people are saying about them online. I say, don't read it. If it's negative, what is the point? You're just going to upset yourself, and these people don't know you. But one of my biggest things, and I will always use this metaphor, is most of these trolls are 12-year-olds from like Kentucky or the Midwest that don't even know what they're talking about with their Oreo crumbs stuffed in their like little like keyboards, their filthy keyboards. They're like dun 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 and talking shit.
Yeah.
They don't even know what they're saying. So it's just to get a reaction. One thing I've learned is when haters do message me, once in a while I message them back. There was somebody that like, I forget what they said. It was so ridiculous, but I was like, I'm sorry you're having a tough day. Your dog is really cute though. And they didn't know what to say to it. Like, tell them with kindness. I respond sometimes because they're just looking for a reaction. And I think it's really funny to give them the reaction they don't expect.
This is what I'm talking about. Look.
What?
We set up the pity party thing. We send the haters the links to subscribe, to pay, to come talk shit on the pity party. You get what I'm saying? Come irritate me. Here's a link. Pay $10.99. You know what I mean? And come talk shit.
I like it.
You know what I mean? They're doing it for free now. Let's charge these motherfuckers.
Emily
How
brought
about
up
that?
I remembered this one time there was a dude, I assume it was a dude. He had a fake Facebook profile and he'd messaged me all these names, right? And I was like, I was so curious. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, you know what I mean? So at one point I was like, listen, I DJ here Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I give him my schedule and said, fuck, just come say it to my face. Like, I'm getting irritated, right? The next day, fuck you piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God. So every morning I'd wake up before him and I'd say, good morning. And he'd tell me to go fuck myself, and I'd tell him to have a good day. And I start doing it to him every day that he blocked me. You know how offended I was?
That's the ultimate petty.
I got blocked. So
You are the petty queen.
I'm going to tell you something. Oh, I'm not done yet. Because I'm a DJ 3 nights a week back then, I had a lot of time on my hands. So I recreated another account and messaged him again. Said, hey, something was wrong on your Facebook. It's me again. And they blocked me immediately. So I did try that side one time.
He turned it all around on him. I love that.
I was like,
I think that's hysterical. And why is he so angry? He's Canadian.
I think it was either that or he was from
really nice.
Seattle because he called himself Tyler Lockett, which was a Seattle Seahawk player. And he had obviously like some sort of wizard as a fucking profile picture. Like, it was just like, I was like, come on, man. The wizard guy's making fun of me. The wizard guy.
People with like sports, like weird, like photos, like it's like a weird cat or like a weird player that doesn't make much sense.
So that was my I was like every morning, good morning, buddy. How are you doing? Go fuck yourself. I'm like, man, I hope you have a good day. And I was like, oh my God, he went
You
nuts.
beat him at his own game.
But I got blocked. I was like, this is possible? I was like, God damn, but I got to learn. I got to keep that edge because sometimes I just get irritated too quickly. I'm just like, You know what it is? Being old school, I'm 40. You have to say something. You have to say it to someone's face. Mm-hmm. And it's hard for me to swallow these keyboard warriors. You know what I mean? I'm going to say it drives me bananas because if I have something to say, I'm going to say it to you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking message some strangers. I don't care. And that's what I have to get over that. I got to be like, okay, who cares? They're trying to get a reaction out of me.
They're just stupid. Like, they're stupid people that don't matter. Like, they don't really bring any good energy in the grand scheme of things. So
and Twitter's probably worse because you can say whatever you want on Twitter if I'm right. No?
God, I've gotten it all on Twitter. I've had people tell me to die. I've had people tell me I'm irrelevant. I'm like, but here you are tweeting me. I'm not relevant, but here I am on your mind.
I'm going to be a fucking billionaire, people. I'm going to be a billionaire. Okay? Pity party. Pay to subscribe. And if you can get a rise out of these people, you win tokens.
You win tokens.
You win tokens to come back again and try to get a rise out of them.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Yeah,
The link
TV
will be on the next show
Yeah.
for the pity party.
On Clash TV, where you get those claps, right? On my side or her side. Yeah. I get it.
It's
I
gonna
get
be
it.
fucking nuts.
Shut up, Bam. Man, come on, man. We're not that bad.
Hey, I'm just trying to get a
There's
new
people
show.
worse than us out there.
I'm trying to get a new show. That's all.
Get a new show.
That's all.
We're not that bad, Bam. Come on. It's
No,
just because
no,
you're
this
just
is good,
old
this
and
is good.
mature. That's why. That's why.
This is good.
We'll
this is
start
good.
with a little segment and see how it flourishes.
Why not? Why not?
It's gonna be on. I'm telling you. People are listening right now. They ooh.
You know
They're
what?
like, oh.
People would love it because people love petty shit too.
I'm
Yeah, they
telling
do.
you. I'm telling you.
I know I do.
Yeah. I know, because the first time I ever heard it was an interview from the rapper Noriega. He was interviewing 50 Cent, and he asked him if he was petty because 50 Cent does a lot of petty shit, right? And he goes, "I'm not petty." He's in denial about it, and I was like, "Fuck, I think I'm pretty
50
petty."
Cent is the pettiest mofo out there. When
Exactly.
The Money by Monday.
He's-
That was the pettiest thing I've ever.
Everything
and it
he's
was
ever
the
done.
Best 72 hours of my life.
He is one pet, and he's in denial about it. And while he's being in denial, I'm realizing that I am at this point. I'm like, fuck, I think I am. And then Nori says, "I'm fucking petty too." And we started laughing. I was like, yeah, I guess. You were just trying to get people to admit it. You are, it's not a big deal. You don't have to make a reasoning why you do certain things.
Right.
Just-
We're all a little petty.
Yeah.
It just depends on how much you really want to participate.
Yeah, that's
Damn,
all.
you petty at all? You did
I'm
anything petty
like
lately?
a motherfucker.
Oh,
Not
oh.
lately, but I'm petty. You know. But hey,
I could tell.
a little bit.
He's just jealous that we have petty. We're just worse than he is. That's all. He's like,
No,
"Fuck
no,
these
no, no, no.
guys."
Go right ahead.
Have
Be
a petty
petty.
connection going
No,
on.
no. That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
I like it.
yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
all right.
it give me time to think how to get money off of this.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what you got to do
I'm
for
telling you,
tomorrow. Just go ahead and think.
The new hot show.
Me and Emily
I'm
need to
telling
make
you.
some money off our pettiness. We gotta.
That's right. That's
yeah,
what
we're
I'm trying to tell you.
professionals at it now.
There you go.
I get it.
The king and queen of petty.
Good.
Fuck. Lisa, this is I can't believe this is my Dr. Phil moment. This is why we do the podcast. We get to talk to our guests and then express our feelings a little bit. That's why we do these things.
There you go.
But that's awesome. Emily, I'm really happy that you reached
Yes,
back
yes,
out and
yes.
came on the show
Yeah.
and that you're not sick anymore.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. You guys were such a pleasure. This is probably the most fun I've had on a podcast. in a long
Oh
time.
man, that's all we want.
There
We
you
want
go,
people to
that's
have
all.
fun. We want people to come back. We want to have a good time.
Yeah,
know?
you guys are great.
It's it's something we wanted to do. We you know what I mean? At first we were trying to write out questions when we first started. We're like, fuck that. Let it come out natural. That's where conversation comes in, right?
Absolutely.
When you're
Just
so
run our mouths.
robotic, fuck that shit. No, we don't
Right,
we don't want
right.
that. It wasn't cool.
Yeah.
No, I think that we definitely transitioned into such a great convo. Speaking of petty, I'm about to watch Real Housewives of Orange County's new reunion.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to it, and you guys got me kind of amped for it. my guilty pleasure.
Love it. I love it.
Oh wow. Okay. You know, I ain't even gonna talk about mine, but okay. All right. We're just gonna leave that alone. You know, because that 90-day fiance, I'm fucking hooked. I can't help it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to come back on the show after I watch it because I've only heard good things about it from men. So
The show is fucking nuts, man. They got so many versions of it now. I can't keep up. I can't keep up.
the one with the woman that goes to India where he already is engaged and then the parents don't approve of her.
Oh,
yes.
I gotta get into. That's the one I'm gonna watch. And then
Yes.
I'll
Okay.
show
okay.
and we're gonna talk.
But, you know what? We have a whole nother hour.
Hold on. I swear to God, this guy went to Thailand, got a girl. He paid a dowry for her. He bought her
the
back to
penguin
the
looking dude?
Yeah, he brought her back to the States, moved her into a fucking storage unit, blew my fucking mind,
This is
and
true.
she's still married. And you know, they my favorite couple. Okay, because every time I see them, because they got like 90-Day Fiance pillow talk. So they're in their bed
Look at
watching the
this.
next show, right? Watching the next season, and she's cooking literally on the fucking bed, hooking him up. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, they were just in a storage unit.
The part where you look like the storage unit.
It was a storage unit. I really, was it a firehouse or a storage unit?
Well, it was a storage unit place, but they had an apartment upstairs. But it was just like, when I say storage unit, people get fucked up and they get hooked on that shit. I'm telling you, gotta love it.
I don't know. I can't get into this. We'll be another hour. We'll do this again.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me.
Emily,
Anytime.
fucking amazing. Thank you so much. You're a blast. Easy to talk to. Well, definitely, if you ever want to come back on Live on the Mic and we'll just laugh it up again,
Yes.
you're
There
more
you
than
go.
welcome anytime. Emilee, have a good night. Thank you so much.
You too.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Have a
Later.
wonderful evening.
Bye.